Good morning, all. Blessings to you today on this Wednesday. Pray that God will bless you. So listen, let me ask you something. If you were building something for God, and I mean like in your mind and in your heart, let's say you were going to build a temple for God, or you were going to build a church for God. You were building something and it was for God. You wanted God to be there. Your true desire was for God to be in that place and to fill that place. What kind of place would you build? I mean, would you just throw something together, just kind of cheap and just kind of put it together, or would you be meticulous about making sure it was well built and making sure that it was quality? What would you do? You probably are going to go with the quality side. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 talks about that, really starting in about verse 11. I'm going to use verse 16, but starting about verse 11, Paul is talking about, there's the foundation of Christ, and then we're building on it. And we're building with different kinds of materials. We have gold, silver, precious stones, or we have wood, hay, and straw. And he says, well, ultimately, that's going to be tested by fire. Well, wood, hay, and straw are going to burn up and not last, right? But gold, silver, and precious stones are something that actually would be refined and made more pure by fire instead of being eliminated or being destroyed by fire. And so now he's challenging us as to how we are building, what we are building in our lives and in our church. And I'm going to look at it in both ways. And in verse 16, he sums it up by saying, do you not know that you are the temple of God and that the Holy Spirit dwells inside of you? He says, you are the temple of God. How are you building it? And this is individually and corporately as a people. And the Holy Spirit lives in you. And you can start in John chapter 14, 15, 16. Jesus has a lot to say about him sending the Holy Spirit who will indwell his people and will indwell those that belong to him. So he says, you are the temple of God, and the Holy Spirit of God dwells inside of you, and he lives in you. So what are you building? What are you building in your own life personally? If you want wood, hay, and straw, I can go out in my backyard and I can pick up a bunch of wood. I can pick up some limbs. I can grab some hay out of the field. But if you want gold or silver or precious stones, you got to mine for them, right? You got to work for them. And what are you building in your home? What are you building? What kind of home are you building? What kind of life are you building in regard to the Lord? Are you just throwing together some wood, hay, and straw? Or are you digging and learning and growing and seeking God and truly trying to be who he wants you to be and using gold, silver, and precious stones? How about as a church, especially to you church leaders? Let me tell you something. You are never going to build into other people what you are not building in your own life. And if you are just using wood, hay, and straw in your own life, don't expect the people to respond to your ministry with gold, silver, and precious stones, because it ain't going to happen, right? You're going to have to mine that. You're going to have to be growing yourself. You're going to have to be building your own life. You've probably heard the saying, you're never going to take anyone deeper than where you're going. So what are you building with? Let me tell you this. If you're performing a ministry or in the church of any shape, form, or fashion, and you are doing it with your own talents, just stop. If you are not growing in the Lord, and if you are not building in your own life with gold, silver, and precious stones, then you need to stop. You seriously, because we are the temple of God, and the Spirit of God dwells in us. And we want to present something to God that will honor him individually in our own lives and corporately as a church body. Something to think about. Get out there in faith today. God bless you guys. Love you. Bye.